to place. Can we have all drivers to the cars? All drivers to your cars, please.
Oh, I don't know if it's a gentleman's sport. When you meet these guys, they're great guys. The drivers are fabulous. When they put their helmets on, they're ready to do business. You're showing up every race weekend, and there's another 25 or 24 other drivers, all with the same thing in mind, beat each other up.
A true race car driver is one of the most competitive person that you'll ever want to meet.
High stakes and, you know, always trying to find where that ragged edge becomes the wall, really.
That's really what an artist is, right? They visualize what they're going to put on a canvas, and I think that's what these drivers do. They visualize how they're going to create 100 perfect laps, 3 perfect pit stops. Mentally, that's what it's all about.
A lot of guys can drive a car fast, but not very many guys can drive a car faster than it can go. That's a very, very rare group.
The more horsepower you throw at somebody, that to me is what separates the man from the boy.
Never go. I mean, even just to look at a lap time on your dash or take some information from the radio takes away from the concentration. There's not a time in a race on a street circuit that you can sit and think something, because if you do, you'll hit the wall.
Driver's lap. I'm gonna pit. Damage my front wing.
People sometimes don't realize that for us inside the car, it was pretty slow because we're on the same speed. And if the guy make a sudden move, because our cars are very sensitive, if you turn the steering just slight like this, it's a very risky move and an aggressive one. And when we touch wheels, which is not very good, sometimes the car goes in the air. And when it goes in the air, you just gotta pray.
Well, the good news for Elio, he walked himself over here and bypassed the medical center. Elio, what happened?
I guess new tires were giving me a great confidence to brake, and I think Victor, when you're running back there, you brake a little early, and I was not expecting him braking that early. I was using the push to pass, trying to go inside, but he brakes so early. I'm like, wow, I did not expect. It's like suddenly the guy stopped in front of you, but you know, I can't believe it. This place it's love and hate. I love this place. Okay, every year we actually fast, but unfortunately we always have a DNF. So, well, let's go thinking about next year, hopefully not have a DNF.
To win an IndyCar race these days, you can't have any mistakes on anybody's part. Everybody needs to be on top of their game, and even if you do everything right, don't make any mistakes, and do the best you can, you'd be lucky to even be in the top 5 or top 3. It's so competitive.
The fact that they come to us time and time again and say, hey, you know, the one thing with 10 laps to go when I was leading the race, I didn't think about the engine, you know. It wasn't something I was worried about. Years gone by, they'd be like, oh, is the engine going to break? Is the gearbox going to break? You know, what's going to go wrong? Whereas now it's just like, well, this thing's like clockwork. It just keeps running and running and running. And no, that's reassuring to us. It's rewarding. That's kind of the best compliment anybody can say to us.
So many of their engineers that are involved in designing parts for the race engines move up in the engineering cycle and go into the passenger car business, or vice versa, come out of passenger car, come back into racing. So they use the racing as a tool to train engineers. They use the racing that they're involved in worldwide to attract young engineers that obviously want to get into that business.
There's so many things that have come out of racing that have made their way into the road cars in terms of like R&D, from safety to performance to reliability. I mean, there's so many things that racing has done for the company. I think that's one of the reasons why Honda is one of the most reliable cars on the road, is because of the things that they learned in racing.
Good?
That's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's that music. My beeper.
Oh,